Gemma.
From Play to Learn Preschool. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Today we're going to share a simple idea with you that we use with our students every year at the beginning, sort of while we're teaching them how to use scissors.
There's a lot that goes into this. It really
There is.
is. They're like with everything. So many steps. So many things you have to know.
We can't just, of course, start off with using scissors.
Here you go. Get some scissors.
We do a lot of work with tongs. We do a lot of work with finger plays, so we're getting that motion going. We play with Play-Doh to increase their hand strength. Lots of other things. But of course, they do need practice with the actual thing. So what we're going to do today is share with you the simple activity that we do every year in September to just sort of introduce scissors use. So the very first thing to know is that when we sit down with our students, we don't have them cut anything. So we just talk to them about holding the scissors. There's two holes, a big hole for lots of fingers and a little hole for your thumb. And then you can draw a picture or put a sticker or something.
That helps.
It's up to you. We just practice opening and shutting. Open, shut. And we sing a little song.
And if anybody knows me, I don't like singing on Facebook.
She hides. She's like, can we sing on Facebook today? The open shut them song?
Yeah.
Take it away.
No. I don't think I will.
We just practice at the table with no paper. Open, shut them, open, shut them. That's the
I say give a little snip, snip, snip.
And I always say that's the way we cut.
It's interchangeable.
Depends which teacher you have.
And it depends on which words I can remember at the time.
Open, shut them, open, shut them. That's the way we cut. And we talk about how you have to point the scissors out, not like this.
A lot of them I try and hold
What's
them like
that?
this.
What's that? No. So we just practice opening and shutting them for a few minutes. And then we give the table or the kids some 1-inch strips of cardstock. Now, you can use regular, I'm pointing at you with the scissors. Don't point at people with the scissors. You can use regular paper or construction paper, but it is not as sturdy as cardstock.
When they hold it with the other hand.
For this activity, you want something to be sturdy because we're trying to remove all the other obstacles other than using the scissors. And so if you've got a floppy piece of paper and they're trying to cut it, that's going to be frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
we also mentioned you can only cut paper. You cannot cut your shirt, your friend's
we go through
hair.
the whole thing.
We do the whole thing. Just before anyone
Only
says,
cut
you
when
have to
you're
make
sitting in a
sure you
chair.
tell them. We do tell them, do not cut your hair, do not cut your friend's
Do not cut your hair, do not cut your friends, do not cut unless you're sitting in a chair.
Yeah. So many rules.
Don't cut your skin. Don't. Anyway, so then you're going to give them a piece of cardstock. And like I said, cardstock is a better choice than colored copy paper, and it's a better choice than construction paper because when you hold it like this, it stays straight.
Yeah.
It's also a good idea to use a 1-inch strip because a 1-inch strip is just about the length of one snip of their scissors.
The little tiny kid scissors you get.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you gave them like the real, real
Kids,
teachers?
we're gonna do scissors today. Here's some big scissors.
And so we're only practicing opening and shutting the scissors. This is easier than cutting a straight line.
Or using a big piece of paper that it's hard to hold. Like I'm moving my scissors. I'm not following the rules.
No, this is the first step, simple strips. And we call it a confetti project. So I'm gonna move this tray down and we're gonna show you.
We're gonna share our block here. We debated whether or not we were gonna have a block each. We just decided we can share.
If we have a cameraman, would they also like stage our stuff for us?
I hope so.
Okay, someday. We give them these little ramekins. They come from the dollar store. I think they're 3 or 4 for $1, and I've got
But
them
you
in.
can use anything.
You can use anything.
We just happened to have these, and we knew where they were.
And we just sit with them while they cut. We call confetti. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. That's the way we cut. Oh, I missed. Look at the camera and read the comments.
I
and
can't
cut
read
it
the
the
comments
same
anyway,
time.
so if I'm not answering any comments, it's because I can't read them.
I know,
I can see
Angie,
them.
sorry. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. That's the way we cut. So sometimes they make little pieces. Sometimes they make these giant pieces. And as long as they fit in the cup, it's totally
okay.
fine. It is just teaching the process of using scissors and nothing more. And of course, when you're done, you'll end up with a big bowl of confetti. And so you could glue it down. Last year we made some fall colored confetti and glued it down to a leaf to make like a leaf collage. This year we have a different art project in mind for that. So we just sent it home in a Ziploc bag. You're welcome, McKenna. She's watching.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Let's hope you don't find them everywhere forever.
At least it's not glitter. McKenna said that when she picked up. Did you put glitter in there? I was like, no. So they're going to have, each child is going to have a bowl of colors. And we tell them, you should cut one of every color so that you have a rainbow bag of confetti. And then they cut their little bag of confetti. So we're just talking to them and practicing with the scissors. And they get to put it in a little Ziploc bag. You could just send this home.
And the parents are like, Thank you for the bag of paper.
Instead, we decided to print little labels. I know these are backwards, but it just says, we practiced using scissors today and made rainbow confetti. So these labels, I left a link in the video description if you want to print them. You could just print them on paper. Sometimes I overcomplicate my life.
Okay.
You could just print them on paper and cut them and staple or tape them on. Or you could print them on like 2x4 inch shipping labels. So I put the link.
Or you could just write it on the bag if you need to. I'm just saying, like, we really are.
I have a problem sometimes that I'm like, how could we make this more difficult for ourselves?
So we write their names on and then we stick a label onto the bag.
And then they get to take home. Watch the little, we're gonna do it. I think you should take that home and give it to your family.
I like that.
Like, hi family. I made you a little bag of rainbow confetti.
Now my daughter is like me. She'll be like, I can make something with that.
She totally will make that project. She'll like decoupage it onto a
Yeah,
box
probably.
or something. This is so simple. Our policy when we're planning art projects is to never spend more time preparing the project than the kids will spend doing it. Because that doesn't make sense. It's silly for us to spend 30, 40 minutes making a project that the kids work on for 10 seconds or 3 minutes. So this is one we just cut these strips quick with our Fiskars cutter. It took maybe 3 or 4 minutes and printed the labels, which is another minute. And then they spent about 10 minutes practicing with their scissors.
And we also had it, I put it back out after snack and we had kids come back and they wanted to add to their bags.
I want more confetti. So super simple, but this is the first step. Before you try to have kids cut a straight line across the paper,
or any of these dotted wavy lines, anything.
just practice
That's
opening
hard.
and shutting and getting the paper in there. So
And remembering the rules.
I will leave you a link. Yep. All right, so that's it. Simple idea, but it's really important that we give them all this practice before we try harder projects and before we let them loose over in the creation station with scissors and paper.
Because if anyone hasn't seen this before, we introduce the art supplies before we put them out at a center or at a like the writing center, because they need to know how to use it properly before we let them loose on it, including scissors.
Including scissors. Then we have to remember we've got the older kids 3 days a week, and they're allowed to have scissors. Now everybody's pretty good with them. We have to remember on Wednesdays before our 3-year-olds come to put the scissors back in the
They're not
closet.
quite ready yet. They will be, but
Soon.
not yet.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We hope you're having a great week. Stay safe if you're down there in South Carolina, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's scary.
It feels
Let us
like
know
we're
how
okay
you
up here
are.
in Northern Virginia, but we really are thinking about you guys down on the coast. And check back in with us. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.